So in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing a New Balance sneaker that has flown under the radar, hasn't gotten a lot of attention, and I think it should because it's a really nice looking shoe and the details are pretty cool. And that is the New Balance 1906A Tech Explosion. So let's get into it and let's talk about these. So this version of the 1906 released on July 24, 2024 for a retail price of $170. And this model has a 1906A number, which to be honest with you guys, I'm starting to lose track of what these letters mean on each of these 1906s. Some of them have been pretty obvious, but on this one, guys, I tried looking it up. If you guys know what the A means, definitely let me know in the comments below. But it's starting to get confusing, New Balance. Just stick with one letter or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, but this version of the 1906R is basically a deconstructed look to the model, a unfinished look to the model, very similar to the concept that they had on the 1906D that I reviewed on the channel, and also going back to a different model, the 2002R, part of that refined future pack. Both of those models, including this one, had a unfinished look or deconstructed look, and this one they just, switch things up, and we'll get into the details here in a second. All right, guys, so here we have the shoes. They come in a regular New Balance GR box, as you can see here. And here we have the shoes in like this unfinished look, or like I guess a deconstructed look as well. This one, however, takes a different approach. It's basically like unfinished panels that, weren't cut all the way. You obviously have these straps here that are connected with the N-lock system, and they're just extended all the way. Again, just unfinished, they weren't cut. As a mostly, gray or metallic silver style here with different shades of gray. You also have some black here on this plastic heel counter. The mesh material and also the laces is in an off-white or cream color, which I do like very much. And that same mesh material you can see throughout the upper of the shoe as the base layer, and then the overlays are again these uncut or unfinished synthetic leather panels that you can see throughout the upper of the shoe. As you can see there on the mudguard, you do see some tumble leather. It is synthetic, it's not a genuine leather, but it does look good overall, and it is a GR, so that is expected. You also have this green stitching here around the ankle collar of the shoe on the medial and also on the lateral side. And that is also a really cool detail because it's almost like they're just trying to stitch in this panel that's loose. It wasn't, put together well, and they just stitched it in just to kind of give it that look as well. So that is a pretty neat detail there that you really can see it from afar. It's one of those things that you have to have the shoe in hand in order to notice that. Another detail that goes along with the theme is here on the tongue. This panel here that has the New Balance branding and also running there as well. It is crooked, it's not centered. So again, intentional there as well. Also here on the toe box where you have this lace loop, typically that would go around here on the toe box. And as you can see, is all the way down here connect. You also have some additional stitching here around the mudguard, again, just to continue with that same theme. The N logo on the 1906 is actually functional because it features the N-lock system. So as you can see here, you have these straps that go through the N logo, and that just helps with giving you some more support on the upper part of your foot as you tie the shoes tighter. So it is functional, it's not just a gimmick. You do notice it a little bit with this model. It does feel a little bit tighter around the upper part of your foot, so it definitely has a purpose. Another functional feature of the 1906 is these laces. As you can see, they look bumpy. They're not like just straight flat laces or regular round laces, and that is because it does help with the laces staying tight and not loosening when you have these shoes on. If you're going to use them for running purposes, this is technically more of a lifestyle sneaker these days. So it does help with the laces staying locked in and not getting loose on you. So that is definitely a cool feature. All the way to the back of the shoe, you do have some New Balance branding here in the center. On these, you do have this circle here in like this brown color. I don't think that's 3M, and I'm not sure what that's for. I'm not sure if that's just a new design change here for this 1906A compared to a regular 1906R. Not 100% sure what this is for. If you guys know, definitely leave a comment below. On the midsole here, you do have a pre-aged midsole, which is actually very cool as well. What I like about this pre-aged midsole, obviously this is painted in, But I like that New Balance actually did a good job making it look pretty real. Some other sneaker brands, I'm not gonna say any names, you know, they do give you that pre-aged look and it looks very cheesy. It also even looks incomplete, like they didn't really get the whole midsole and you see portions of it in that pure white original color. Here they actually did a pretty good job blending the pre-aged look on this midsole, which I do appreciate a lot. This cushioning system is from the 860 V2, which is one of my favorite New Balance sneakers that I own. That model is very comfortable as well. And here on the 1906 in general, they're basically, you know, blending two New Balance models together. The upper is from the 1906 and the midsole and outsole is from the 860 V2. So on this sneaker here, you're pretty much gonna get a lot of really good New Balance cushioning system features, such as Absorb. You have energy on this shoe as well. And you do have the Absorb SBS pods that you see here on the back of this midsole. On the outsole, you have a black rubber outsole. You have the stability web here in the center. That's this plastic shank plate, and this also features endurance. When it comes to sizing with the 1906, I recommend you go with your regular size. So this is a made in Asia sneaker. So technically this model here was made in Vietnam, and typically with these style of New Balance sneakers, I go with my regular size 10. Like if this was a made in USA sneaker, I would go a half a size down. So I would go with a 9.5. But this one here, I went with a size 10, typical to like a 2002R, a 9060, an 860 V2, for example. Those are New Balance models that I rock a size 10. And with this one, I did the same thing here. So I recommend just go with your regular size and this will fit well. So my final thoughts on these New Balance 1906A is that in my opinion, guys, I really like these. I think this model here, this version of the 1906, I think New Balance did a really good job, you know, giving the shoe that unfinished, deconstructed look. I really do appreciate that here. I think it looks really cool. Definitely something to switch it up because as we know, if you're a fan of New Balance, you know that New Balance has saturated the market with the 1906 model. Basically going back to last year, 2023, to now in 2024, we've seen a ton of 1906s, and I think you guys will agree that we're tired of 1906s. Like we're done, we're like tapped out already. But credit to New Balance, when they do come out with something like this to give the model like a refresh look in a sense, they really nailed it. I think they really did a good job with this version of the 1906, and I do appreciate what they were trying to do here. I really do like it. It doesn't look cheesy, it doesn't look corny in my opinion, and I really like the finished product here. Another reason why this version of the 1906 may have flown under the radar as well is because you have other brands like ASICS, for example, also doing a really good job with this similar style of lifestyle sneaker, that early 2000 type of sneaker, and they've been doing really well in 2024 as well. So people may have been gravitating to ASICS, you know, copping Kayanos, copping, you know, GT 2160. So they probably, you know, purchased some of those ASICS as well. And, you know, you can't keep up with all the releases. So sometimes you got to let some go. And I'm pretty sure most of you, even if you didn't cop this particular version of the 1906, you're probably going to agree with me that it does look really clean, but you're probably like, you know what, I'm tapped out. Maybe you bought some of the, you know, Action Bronson ones. Maybe you already had some GR pairs or whatever, or maybe, you know, the Kith ones. So you're probably tapped out. You're like, you know what, I'm done with the 1906 model. Even though they look good, they look nice, I'm done. But for me, you know, I saw these and I got suckered in and I bought them, but they are really clean and getting them in hand is even better. But overall, I really do like these. I like the colors. I like the whole, you know, idea behind it. I really appreciate it. And they're pretty clean. So those are my thoughts. So let me put these on. Let me show you guys how they look on feet and let's go from there. So that's it for me, guys. Hopefully this video brought you a detailed look of the New Balance 1906A Tech Explosion. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this model and were you able to cop one. And like always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. To all the new subscribers, thank you. Please do me a favor, and if you like this type of content, you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe. That's gonna help the channel grow. It's gonna help the whole algorithm and all that good stuff. Hit the like button as well if you like the video. Comment below as well. Let's engage. Hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, you know, also Threads. hit me up there as well so we can chat it up. Hit me up, let's chop it up. And that's it, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.